Contracts for difference, or CFDs, are popular products providing easy access to the foreign exchange, equities or commodities markets. For investors, they have specific features that make them attractive. They offer high leverage. In other words, the investor's initial outlay or margin is multiplied by a factor to place a larger deal in the market. Linked to this, ticket sizes are small, so the minimum requirement to enter the marketplace is less than other markets. This makes the market more accessible to smaller investors. Finally, the investor does not take delivery of the underlying asset. This is because a CFD is designed to mimic the performance of the asset it is linked to. Instead, the performance rises and falls in line with the underlying price, and with no fixed maturity, it will roll from day to day until closed. For all these reasons, CFDs are popular with a large number of investor types, ranging from hedge funds to the ordinary person on the street. Leverage is one of the most attractive aspects of CFDs, allowing investors to amplify gains, but it also has its downsides. Clients use their own money, known as margin, against which CFD providers allow the client to borrow funds to enter into much larger trades. The multiple of margin or leverage exposes the client to larger gains and also larger risks. Added to this, the client may pay interest to the broker on the amount of money borrowed through the leverage, particularly if the position is held for an extended period of time. Understanding leverage and its effects is the most critical element to successfully trading CFDs. Let's take an example. A client deposits $1,000 in a margin account. The CFD provider offers a 50-to-1 leverage. The size of position the client is therefore able to establish with the broker in the market is 50 times $1,000, so $50,000. That's $1,000 of own funds and $49,000 of borrowed money. If the market moves favourably, in this case by 2%, the client would have a position of $51,000. If the client closes that position, then the gross profit would be $1,000 or 100% of the margin of own funds. By contrast, if the market moved down 2%, the client would have a position of $49,000. At this point, the client has no margin left, as the loss crystallized would be $1,000, or the total amount of margin the client originally deposited with the broker. This amplification of gains or losses can act as an investor's best friend or worst enemy. It is vital that investors recognize that trading with leverage, whether through CFDs or other such products, should be done carefully and with good judgment and trading discipline. Let's summarize what we know about CFDs. They're an easy way for investors to get access to the markets. They provide a financial instrument that mimics the movement of the market. They do not require actual ownership of the asset being traded. They can provide significant returns through the use of leverage on the initial outlay. But at the same time, the downside is that a leverage can wipe out the client's margin and any gains they have made if the market goes against them, and that can happen very quickly.